Hey nerds, coming back at you with some more Toddomation. So the next video in the series it's a short one, but it's an important one. We just finished cloning the repository after we forked it. So just to make sure everybody's clear, forking it means that you made a copy onto your GitHub repo, and that's in the cloud. Cloning means that we took your copy that was in the cloud and we put it on your Mac or your PC, whichever you're using. The program that we used was GitHub Desktop. So as you can see, I still have GitHub Desktop open. So if that's where you're at, the only thing that you have to do to open it up inside your VS Code, and you see I've got VS Code open here, but if I just click open in Visual Studio Code, it's that simple, okay? Now, if you didn't use GitHub Desktop, no big deal. I'm going to show you the other way. Now, the other thing that you saw is it talks about a dev folder and different things. When you open this, don't worry. It's just because there's Docker stuff that was inside this GitHub repository that I provided to you. And Visual Studio Code sees it real quick. Now, it might want to add some additional things to your extensions. And if you want to install them, that's perfectly fine. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay. Now, let's say you didn't have, and I'm just going to close this window. Let's say you didn't have GitHub Desktop, okay? Now, but you did clone it, and after you cloned, you put it on your PC, or you put it on your device. So let me just get a VS Code window, okay? And I've got a blank VS Code window here open with the welcome screen. If you want to open that, it's also really, really simple as long as it's already local. We just go to the source control. Source control is the Git plugin that you have with VS Code. And as long as you created the local copy and you cloned it, you can just click open folder. In an open folder, I go to my GitHub folder. Remember, I said I have one folder that I put all of my local repos in. It just makes it easier. As you can see, I've got these CLab demos because this was the name of the actual repo. And I click open, and there it is. There's all the files. Here's that message I was talking about. Folder contains a dev container. The dev container is this dev container JSON. Inside this dev container folder, it sees that, and it's just wanting to install some Docker stuff for you. As you can see, mine pops up there. I don't have it. I'm not opening it up in a container is why, because the container that we're going to use is actually going to be in GitHub Codespaces. So that's it for how to open items in VS Code. We can do it directly from our GitHub Desktop, or we can just open VS Code. We can go to our source control window. In our source control window, it would have been open. If it's a remote and if you hadn't cloned it yet, you could actually put the URL that we had earlier when we did it with the GitHub Desktop, and you could clone it that way as well. So, hope this helped out. Next video is going to be a little more interesting, a little longer, but this is also an important part because we're going to be doing things from VS Code. If you don't have VS Code yet, go ahead and download it, get it installed, and you'll find it's a pretty useful program. Anyway, talk to y'all later, nerds. Bye.